Sherdog.com here with Bellator new signee Ryan Bader, right into a title shot. Is this kind of something that you expected when you signed on?
Yeah, that's what we wanted, and then we could have waited a little longer. It sounded like potentially September, even to November to wait for the title shot. So we said, we want to fight on this big MSG New York City card, fighting King Mo, and then he pulled out injury or whatnot, and they put in Phil Davis, and so I got best of both worlds. I got to fight on the New York card and fight for the title, so super exciting, and it couldn't have worked out any better.
Is that a weird one for your first fight? I mean, some that you've already fought in Phil Davis?
No, if anything, it's you've been in there with them before. I've had one other rematch in my career, and it's my last fight with Nogueira. And so what I take from that, people say, "Oh, you have a win over," and you can't take that into the next fight. But you can take is being in there with him and knowing how fast, how strong, what he likes. That feel. You don't know that until you're actually in there with somebody. I fought Ilir Latifi a couple fights ago, and people said, "Oh, he's super strong." And said, "Oh, okay, I'm super strong too." And I shot in one time, it was like hitting a brick wall, and so you never really know. And so you can tailor your camp and game plan better after, with a rematch.
I'm sure you've watched his career since leaving the UFC. He's had a lot of success here in Bellator. Is he still the same guy that you fought a few years ago?
Yeah, more or less. If you look at his fights, still doing the same stuff, and same mentality, really. I feel in that aspect I've grown a ton from our last fight. But not only that, I feel like in the last 6 to 7 months, I've grown more than I have in the past 5 years previously to that point. I've brought a new coaching staff. I'm doing the drilling of techniques where in the past where I would do some of it, but I wouldn't be a priority. Was more of the wrestling mentality of like, let's warm up and go live. And so I feel that's helped tremendously. My mental game is a lot better from our first fight. And then my last loss, I kind of looked in, I was like, what do I got to change? And one was not making a big deal about every fight, having fun, and enjoying the whole process. And then, I go out there and I finish 2 top 10 guys, and then, fighting for a world title. So my mental game, my physical game is all where it needs to be, and I'm looking forward to it.
How do you keep that kind of mental stuff in check? We're here in New York City. You're fighting in Madison Square Garden, most famous arena in the world. How are you able to kind of...
That stuff never really got to me as far as the magnitude of a fight, or, because every fight's huge. It doesn't matter if you're coming off of losses. You don't want to have another loss because, so that becomes your title fight, or keeping your win streak going because you want to get that much closer, or if it actually is a title fight. There's a lot of pressure on every single fight for the fighter, and so the magnitude of something doesn't matter. I've fought all over the world. I fought in front of 55, 60,000 fans at one point. I fought in Japan, Australia a couple times, Germany, Sweden, and so this is no different. Yes, it's a bucket list arena I want to fight on, but I'll enjoy it afterwards. After I'm sitting down there watching the pay-per-view portion, the belt next to me, a beer in hand, and having fun. That's when it sinks in. But it doesn't matter where I'm fighting when the fights start. It could be in a backyard or it could be in Madison Square Garden. It doesn't matter.
Talk about that. Yeah, you're headlining the Spike portion of this card. So there's a whole card right after your fight. Are you going to stick around? Are you going to stay in the arena and watch all those fights?
Yeah, there's going to be a press conference after all that. So, for me is that's the best time. You get that pressure's off. I get to sit there with the belt. I get to have fun, enjoy it with my team, and friends and family afterwards, and watch a great card also. And I look forward to fighting earlier in the night. Fighting by 9:30 p.m. instead of I've been fighting at past
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, and I've fought all different times. So fighting at a normal time is going to be different, but a welcome difference. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do you feel like the fact that this is a 5-round fight plays to your strengths? Is that an advantage for you?
Yeah, I believe so. I've been there before, and if you look at what historically he's done with wrestlers, he's had trouble with Rashad, Anthony Johnson, me, even King Mo is a super close fight. And he can't impose his will and get in his comfortable space when he's fighting wrestlers. His comfortable space is leaning on you, laying on you on top, And with wrestlers, it's hard to take them down and it's hard to keep them down. And so he uses a lot of energy, and I've trained my butt off. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I feel good. I've been there before. And now that the belt's on the line too, it's just a little extra motivation when you're feeling tired or whatnot to push through that.
Do you feel like this fight will go all 5 rounds? Do you feel like you can get a finish before that last bell?
I feel like I can finish him and be. I don't even know if he's ever been finished. I want to be that guy. It's obviously awesome to go out there, and it's a great feeling. The last 2 fights over top 10 competition, I've finished both guys, and obviously it would be, that's the best case scenario, going in there and getting that and getting a belt wrapped around your waist because you finished a guy. But that being said, I'm prepared to go 5 hard, and I'm ready for that too. So I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to be patient and just use my abilities and see what happens in there. You never know.